It is clear.
My throat is not so well, like the climatic condition is not fine.
Oh,
It will voice will transfer to there. So I'm very grateful for giving this opportunity to serve all of you. We'll start with the Mangalacharan. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Salakya Chakshurun Militan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manohistam Stapitam Yena Bhutam Swayam Rupa Kadamayham Kadati Supatam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagranam Raghunathanipam Sajivam Sadvitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Satyansya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanasari Vrishabhana Suti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Hevasya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavan Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vangum Langhayati Girim Yatpatamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinataranam Paramana Hare Krishna. So I'm really grateful to be with all of you, the Bangalore devotee communities, especially ACES and Whitefield devotees. So Prabhuji, I'm very blessed and fortunate to be in the Sangha of Prabhuji. So much time Prabhuji spent while I was in Bangalore for a short period. Prabhuji association was really inspiring. I heard from devotees, the devotee communities there, under the leadership of Sri Gaura Prabhu, are feeling very inspired to continue devotional services. Very simple-hearted. Born in Prabhuji is born just adjacent to Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giriraj. Prabhuji's native place is very close to Giriraj. So already blessed. He's a Brajavasi, kind of been born very close to Govardhan. Especially Prabhuji is from Rajasthan, Allur, which is comes under the 84 miles Braja Kosha area. So already his devotee like. And people of that area, especially the Rajasthan area, people are already Krishna conscious. Their lives begin with taking shelter of Govindji and end with Govindji, like fully Krishna conscious. So I'm very fortunate to have his Sangha for a short period during my Bangalore stay. Prabhuji always inspired the devotees to spread Krishna consciousness, to practice Krishna consciousness. So this is a great thing. We're very fortunate to have Prabhuji in our community. So I'll try to speak a little bit on this. Japa is a Japa and talk like a small talk. I'll try whatever I'm trying to practice, whatever I learned from our spiritual authorities and the predecessors. I'll try to share the same. So in the Kali Yuga, the Acharyas and the Lord Shiva himself has given the shortest process, the shortest way, simplified way to attain the highest perfections, self-realizations. Very difficult in other yugas. People compare with other yugas, very difficult for the Kali Yuga Jivas. Kali Yuga Jivas is completely disqualified. They need the grace of the Lord. So Lord is very merciful. He has manifested and brought a process so that all can easily attain the goal of life, attain self-realizations, God realizations through the process of chanting. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has given 64 limbs, and out of 64 limbs, he has emphasized on 5 prominent limbs. And in the 5 prominent limbs, he's emphasizing one particular limbs. He's saying, Tar Madhye Sarvasista Nama Sankirtan Niraparadhi Nama Laile Abhipri. So even to practice 64 limbs sometimes become difficult. Sometimes because as a conditioned soul, the soul commit mistakes, like 64 limb perfectly practicing is very difficult. So they brought further boil down, simplifies the process. They brought it to 5 limbs prominently. And these prominent limbs also needed, like even chanting is the highest process, the shortest process, the extracted process. Tar Madhya Sarvasrishta, Nama Sankirtan, the best thing out of the 5 processes, Rupa Goswami is saying, Tar Madhya Sarvasrishta, the best process is the chanting process. And if someone chants offenselessly, Niraparadhi Nama Laile, Pave Premadan, the highest goal is attaining love of Godhead. And it can be easily attained if someone chants offenselessly. So in our ISKCON centers, the devotees, before going to chant, they recite the 10 offenses from Padma Purana. We should be, if you are well aware of the offenses, will not be committing actually. Offense is committed out of ignorance, is not knowing what is the offenses, how it is committed. If the soul is natural to commit offenses, so he'll be avoiding the offenses. If he is aware of what is offenses, how it is committed, certainly. So that's why we are repeatedly reminded what are the 10 offenses. And if you're well aware of the 10 offenses, we'll be not committing, trying best not to commit. Sometimes by mistake, offenses will happen. And there are particular remedies how to come out of the offenses. Lord knows that the conditioned soul is from as the nature of committing offenses. Sometimes by mistake he can do also some offenses, but there are remedials, panaceas that come out of the offenses to come to a stable platform. So Srila Rupa Goswami has given this essence, like in all the shastras, and Srila Prabhupada, following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Sat Goswami Vrindas, he has brought this process. Originally, this process is brought by Gaur Nityananda from the essence of shastras, the holy name, which is very prominent in Kali Yuga. Because Kali Yuga, there is no other way for attaining the highest perfection, God realizations. Kalo nasteva 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 gatanyatha. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way attaining the highest perfection. Only the means of chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can attain the highest perfection. So Srila Prabhupada further, how, because chanting is the process we know, but chanting is not an easy thing. Chanting is a very serious matter. For a conditioned soul to chant is not so easy. Srila Rupa Goswami Padma explains in the Nectar of Instructions, Shat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sita Pravidya Itto Patanasya Rochikano Kintu Adarat Manodinam Kalusaiva Jista Swad Kramadi Tadbhavat Mula. Even though Lord's name, form, pastimes, qualities are very sweet like nectar, but the condition stays due to avidya, the conditioned soul not able to release it. And what is the remedy for it? That the conditioned soul could not release Lord's name, Lord's form, Lord's pastime, Lord's qualities, Lord's paraphernalia, association with the Lord, could not release. How? What is the remedial? Rupa Goswami says, Kintu Adarat, Manodidam. And daily you have to practice. Kintu Adarat. Very affectionately executing these services. Kintu Adarat, Anudinam. Day after day, day after day, Anudinam. Swad Kramadi Tadbhavat Mulahan. When the ignorance is shattered, when the illusion is shattered, when the tongue becomes free from the disease of jaundice, one can release Lord's name, Lord's form, Lord's pastime, Lord's quality. Will be nectarian again. Like Srila Prabhupada gives the example, a person affected with jaundice, disease of jaundice. What is the remedy? He will take sugarcane juice. This is the remedy. Initially, the sugarcane juice will be little, will not feel sweet like, but gradually, as you keep testing, it's sweeter and sweeter, nectarian. So holy name is like that. And in the conditions that this happens, we cannot release it. But what is the remedy then? The remedy is then, Kintu Adarat Anudinam Kalusaiva Justa. Day after day, we have to continue this process very affectionately, trying to render the service. Then automatically the disease will be cured. So in So Prabhupada has specifically given all the conceptual clarity of chanting process. So what is the avidya, which is affecting, obstructing due to the wrong concepts, not having the proper concept of chanting, what is the chanting process, how it works, how the subtle science works. So the more clarity comes, more purification comes, we can render service perfectly the chanting process. So Srila Prabhupada, when gives the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna, he says, this chanting is a sublime method for awakening the dormant Krishna consciousness of the living being. So chanting, what it does, like, is sublime method. Sublime method means something which is invisible. It works, but it is not visible. It subtly works. Subtle method, sublime method. And what it does, it awakens the dormant Krishna consciousness. By nature, every living being is Krishna conscious, but he has forgetful of this Krishna conscious nature. And when he chants, automatically, and how he chants, offenselessly chants, automatically the dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened from the heart of the living being. And while further mentioning the meaning of this chanting of Hare Krishna, Prabhupada says, this chanting is like calling the Lord, affectionately calling the Lord, like a small child calling for his mother, like a mother, like a child being separated from mother. Sometime in the melas or somewhere you'll find sometimes the child is lost. Yes, sometimes the mother goes away, the child is separated. The child feels lot separation from mother. So likewise, living being also feel separation. So living being calls, like how he calls. What is the quality of calling? The quality of calling is like child calls for a mother in desperate crying. So chanting should be done. How should it be done? Like a desperate call, crying of a child for. So living beings, Jivatma calls like that. Oh Lord, forgetting you, I am covered in the illusion. Please stay close to me. Keep close to me, like he's calling. So quality chanting means calling with qualitatively calling, like, and calling with feelings, actually added feelings. Every jiva has certain feelings for the Lord, expression for the Lord. Chanting is not like a murmuring only. Chanting is added with feelings of the jivatma, calling out feelings for the Lord. And where from you learn these feelings? When you read shastras, associated devotees, render service to the acharya, this feeling is naturally extracted, automatically extracted. So chanting become more qualitative when it's added with the feeling further, calling out with the feeling, like. So Prabhupada mentions, like, what is chanting means? It is a simple prayer, calling out the Lord, calling out Lord's name, or Radharani, energy, or Krishna, please engage in your loving devotional service. Please engage in your loving. That's why our acharyas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur are composed many songs about the expression of the chanting of the holy name. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written so many songs mentioning the glories of the holy name. Holy name glories is mentioned. And Narottam Das Thakur also composed many songs giving the glories of the holy name. So quality chanting means chanting with a feeling, with a quality call, with a desperate cry of a child, like. Is the quality. So if one does this process, gradual, what will happen? You will develop taste in the chanting process. Gradual. It's a gradual process. But gradual doesn't mean it takes long time. It's not like long time. More we are serious, more conceptual clarity comes, and we can render services more qualitative. And we can see the effects. What is the effect of quality chanting? The heart transformation starts. The heart start melting, like. If you're progressing in devotional service, our heart must be more softened, melting, like our hearts will be melting gradually. And if heart become hard-hearted, that means something wrong in the process. We are not following properly. There is no fault in the process, fault in the application, actually. Srila Prabhupada says, Krishna consciousness is a very simple process, but application is not so easy. One should very properly, one needs mercy to properly apply the teachings who is receiving. So there is no fault in the process, but application can be faulty, so the proper result is not coming out. If one is properly chanting, properly rendering service, whatever mentioned in the Shastras, it will be automatically manifesting. The person will be more humble, the person heart will be melting, gradually becoming more soften and soften. So, and he become, that means he becoming good devotee, quality devotee. Lord is accepting the services. And he's become very dear to the Guru. This is how we should be trying to serve the holy name. So holy name, even though very easy, simple, in the beginning, it become very difficult to enter the service. And by powerful associations and following in the footstep of Acharya, the process becomes very easier, very easier. And but how should do daily basis. Even though someday we don't develop this, someday we don't feel like doing, but we should be doing it. So Prabhupada used to say, I do chanting because I love to chant. You would do chanting because you have to chant. You have no other. So as conditioned soul, we have to chant to get the benefit of chant. Because chanting protects our consciousness, original Krishna consciousness. So bhakti, the rarest thing we got, and bhakti is the highest. The bhakti's easiest process is attained through the chanting process. And we should be serious to catch hold of the bhakti. Srila Rupa Goswami says, now, whatever value you have to pay, worth you have to pay, but never leave go bhakti in from your hand. So to pay any values, but you have to keep protect your bhakti, use bhakti. And bhakti process is made simplified in Kali Yuga through the chanting the name of the Lord. That's why Prabhupada, in every purport, either small books, medium books, large books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, he mentions the holy name completely like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. In Kali Yuga, this is the yajna can be performed, the sacrifice can be performed. Kali Yuga, very simple way. The yajna can be performed, that is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. So as we grow, as we become purified, we can qualitatively render service. So devotee has this desire, actually, these aspirations. How I can render service to the Lord in a better way, day by day, how can I render? And how to render better service? The Acharyas, the Prabhupada, the guidelines of his books will be guiding us. So sometimes devotee refer to so many books for chanting is there also, like so many books by our great acharyas, great devotee of Parampara, they have composed in many books, Harinamamrita, so many books are there. But Srila Prabhupada in his purport has mentioned everything because he is presenting the purport based on previous acharyas. So you feel very careful to the Prabhupada purport, either small books, medium books, large books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Charitamrita. Everywhere he has not only mentioned the chanting process and how to participate in the process, he has mentioned it qualitatively, properly mentioned. So if you very carefully study, scrutinizingly study Srila Prabhupada books, hear Prabhupada lectures, then what will happen? Automatically, the conceptual clarity will come how to render better service through the process of chanting. How to qualitatively render service, it will be automatically clear from Prabhupada books. Everything is there in the Prabhupada books, everything. Nothing to worry. So that's why when the spiritual master plants the seed of devotional service in the heart of the conditioned soul, it should be daily poured the water of Sravana Kirtana. These two things should go on regular basis. So the plant of creeper of the devotional service will grow day by day. It's properly poured water will grow, expand. So we should be very careful. Becoming a good gardener, we should be pouring water of Sravana Kirtana day by day. Though only chanting is powerful, but chanting is supported by other processes like the devotee says, how we live the life in the whole day based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, teachings of previous acharyas. That is reflected in your chanting, the state of consciousness. How we're living the whole day, that will be checked during the chanting. Lord checks how you spent the previous day, how the time was utilized, how you're taking shelter of the Lord whole day. That is tested at the chanting. So you should not be carrying some ill feeling, and that's why offenses is committed when you do some mistakes. So committing mistake is not a bad thing, because the human nature is to commit errors, but humans should accept his errors. Acceptance is a good thing. Like so, even though we are chanting for 2 hours, the 16 rounds, for the rest 22 hours reflects how we live the life based on the teachings. That will be having impact on the 2 hours chanting of the 16 rounds. So we should be very careful, live based on the principle, live based on the teachings, try to protect our consciousness. So that will have impact upon the chanting. So if you carry any ill feeling towards any living beings, or to speak of only human being or a devotee, if you carry ill feeling to any living beings, then Lord will not allow to chant properly. So we should be very careful to protect our own consciousness before protecting other consciousness. We are very careful, cautious. We should not carry any ill feeling toward anyone, any living beings, maybe a rickshaw puller, anyone, any ordinary man, anyone. We should be very careful to protect our own consciousness. That's why if you are committing offenses, it will be very difficult to chant. But committing offense is not a bad thing, but take remedials to come out of the offenses. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Haristane aparadhe, tare harinam, tomastane aparadhe, nahi paritran. So that there are many offenses, the jiva offenses, offenses to living beings. There is seva offenses, service-related offenses. And the higher, there is nama offenses, nama aparadhas. There is Vaishnava aparadha, which is very grave. So one should be very careful, cautious, not to commit offense to Vaishnava. So that's why Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, Niraparadhe nama laile bhagave prematan. So if one is chanting offenselessly, very faster progress happens actually. And if it's one is chanting and committing offenses, the progress will be obstructed. The progress in Krishna consciousness will be obstructed. And how the progress is checked? What is a barometer or parameter for checking the progress? Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned in next of instruction, the attitude of the sadhaka. How the attitude? Constant attitude is should check. What is my attitude? How is the mood? How the feelings are happening through properly participating. If the attitude is proper, that means the process is working properly. So this is a very subtle, sublime method the Prabhupada is mentioning. And when Prabhupada gives the meaning of this particular purport of chanting Hare Krishna, we'll find many places Prabhupada is mentioning. And there is a sublime method for awakening the dormant Krishna consciousness. So in the particular purport of chanting, Prabhupada writes, one should hear the glories of chanting from the mouth of a pure devotee, lips of a pure devotee, like Krishna. So these two things should go parallelly. Hear from the mouth of Guru and try to render the chanting services. Only chanting will not help. Both things is supplemented actually. We should hear from the mouth. That's why our Acharya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions the three principles. Vaishnava Seva, Name Ruchi, Jivedaya. Vaishnava Seva is very important. Without rendering to Vaishnava, we cannot develop taste in chanting, taste in the devotional processes. So one who has developed taste for devotional processes, we have to develop attachment towards them. Then their consciousness is transferred to us. So when we serve spiritual master, the Vaishnavas, whatever purity within them, whatever faith within them, whatever pure consciousness within them, when you hear from them, it is transferred to us. This very subtly works. This science very subtly works. It's not, we are not doing Sangha, we not be rendering service to spiritual masters just from some external benefits. The subtle science is we receive their blessings, the faith is transformed, their pure consciousness is transferred to us. When you meditate them, we try to think of them, we associate with them, we hear from them, the subtle science works. That's why Sadhu Sangha is so much important. That's why Jagadananda Pandit, in one of his compositions, is writing, Sadhu Sange Krishna Nam Ei Matra Chai Sansara Jinite Aro Punavastu. To come out of the sansara, the effect of sansara, it's a miserable place. There is no other way. What is the way? Sadhu Sange Krishna Nam Ei Matra Chai. In the association of devotees, the Sangha of devotees, so rendering service to the Sadhu Vaishnava, hearing from them, trying to follow in the footsteps. Sadhu Sange Krishna Nam. I am begging Krishna Nam from them. Ei Matra Chai, this is my desire. And sansara jinite ara punavastu nai. To transcend from the modes, to come out of the effect of Kali and to stay in the difficult world of this material world is only possible to these two ways. Sadhu Sange, Krishna Naam, ei matra chai, sansara jinite ara purna vastu. So we should follow in the footstep of previous Acharya. The process will very faster work. Very faster work. So we should have firm faith on the process, whatever the process or Acharya has given. If we lack in faith, we should receive faith, hearing from faithful devotees, and we should very sincerely execute the bhajana kriya given by the spiritual master daily basis. So many of you are, almost all of you are connected to a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, and Maharaj very keen, very strict on this matter actually. Maharaj's instruction is read Srila Prabhupada books, render services, hear from bona fide away or bona fide system, and very attentively chant your rounds daily basis. Attentive means there is no other activities. You are completely absorbed or trying to absorb yourself in the particular process. No other activities. So you should prioritize it. Daily basis you should prioritize it. So very faster way, by the mercy of Vaishnavas, Gurujanas, we can attain very soon experience the perfection you are receiving through the process. That means we will be expressing really the process works in me. I cannot say about others. I can feel myself that the process is working upon me. That means Krishna is been desiring to reside in our heart actually. Krishna is coming to the heart. That's why Acharya is giving, Bhaktivinoda Thakur write in one of his bhajan, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite par, tomara satati ache, ami to kangal, Krishna Krishna boli, hai tavo pachi pachi. We are trying to associate with the Vaishnavas, begging them, you know Krishna, you carry Krishna, you can give me Krishna. I'm begging for Krishna, Krishna. That's why I'm running after you, running after you. I'm trying to do sangha of yours. Please give me Krishna. Please give me Krishna. Please give me Krishna. So the conditioned soul don't have faith also. Also she beg for faith. Tumi kripa kari shraddha bindu diya. Deha Krishna namadha. You give me a drop of faith. I don't have faith. I know chanting is a good process. I know chanting is not different than Krishna himself. The holy name is not different than Krishna himself. Nama Chintamani Krishna, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. No, but I don't have faith in it. Please give me a drop of faith. I'm begging like. So I'm begging to the Gurujanas, the Acharyas to give a drop of faith. And the faith is injected and everything successfully works. So these two things, this is very prominent to have been the Sangha of devotees through Harikatha, to releasing the instructions, the guidelines, the process, the concept, and keeping this concept intact in the heart, trying to render the service of the Holy. So one will come not only chanting 16 rounds, gradually, but chanting effect will do, but the outcome, one will feeling like more. So once someone asks, Prabhupada, what is the effect of chanting? Because more chanting. What is the effect of chanting? Or more chanting. So one will think what to chant, why to chant only 16 rounds? One will think of chanting 16,000 rounds. His tongue will demand, his mind will demand, no, I'm doing very less service to Lord. I have to do more service. So this effect was going on, experience is going on, Acharyas sharing their realizations. So there is a great devotee, Srila Prabhupada's god brother. His name is Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj of Insan Das Babaji Maharaj. Once Srila Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur in Kolkata Gaudiya Math released a advertisement in newspaper. Our Gaudiya Math needs devotees who can follow the principles. Will be providing free accommodation, free lodging, free boarding, everything. So responding to the advertisement, many people came. Many people came. They thought that I will have free lodging, free boarding to go and stay in the matter. But when come up to the principle following, all fails. So because waking up early in the morning, participating in the devotional services, whole day engaged in the services, so become difficult for many people. So many people came and many people gone also. One person maintained to stay over there. And he was round the clock chanting the holy name, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Even the manager went to Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj and complained, Maharaj, you see, this person is the whole day chanting, is not rendering any practical service. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, bring the advertisement. I have put this advertisement for this purpose and he's doing that. Everyone cannot do. Even you are a manager, you cannot do. So you have to manage because he's developing chanting, distance chanting. You have to hold it. You cannot do whole day chanting. You have to do 1 hour, 2 hours chanting. So he can do actually. So this was Akhilchandras Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj Prabhupada, dearest Lord God. So devotee mentioned, if you go to sometime come to Pavan Sarovar, which is very close to Nandagram, there is Akhilchandras Babaji Maharaj Samadhi Stali. So in the last part, when you are chanting, he was not meeting any people. He was completely in the isolations. So he was some diseases in the last part, and someone called for a doctor. So doctor keep that stetho on the heart of to check the pulse rate, everything to check. He kept the stetho on the heart of Srila Akhilchandras Babaji Maharaj. So his heart was not doing lubdu, the sound the stetho does, but his heart was making sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. They have such devotees, they are attending fully Krishna conscious, fully pure Krishna conscious. So you will follow these things, our consciousness will be pure, will be attaining pure Krishna consciousness by grace of such parampara. Bhakti is path of mercy. We are dependent on the mercy of Guru Vaishnavas Acharyas. We have to execute our duty very, our services very nicely day after day by day. And very soon we'll be attaining perfection. Lord is saying, one who follow in this footstep, he will very soon come back to my abode. Actually, Krishna is waiting for the devotees to welcome in his abode. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita mentioned in the Gopakumara conversation, how Lord is waiting to embrace the devotees who reaches in the space of the world. Oh, this soul has gone so many years, lifetimes from him, separated from me, and he has come back. Lord embraces. Lord started crying. So this can happen with us also. If we keep faith intact, follow the footsteps of the acharyas, try to solve acharyas, gurujanas, we will very soon attain the perfection. So chanting is the process, the easiest process. Also daily basis, try to render service even amidst difficulties. So Haridas Thakur's one quote I will say, and I will wind up, the time is getting over. Haridas Thakur says, Khanda Khanda hoy jadi jai pran, kabe tu na badam na chhadibu harinam. Even many difficulties come, my body is cut into pieces. From my mouth, my tongue will never stop chanting the Holy Name. So such determinations, firm faith is big from Haridas Thakur in this Maya world, so that we can daily basis render us. So I'll stop here. It's already time gone. I think I'm excited a little bit. Prabhuji, I'm very thankful for giving me the opportunities, even in mistake. Please forgive me.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for highlighting so many important points so that we can, improve our dedication, our sincerity, our determination towards the entire spiritual processes, of which chanting is the most important. Thank you. I will request everyone to come forward and ask questions. I see there is a question by Chetan Karunachandra Prabhu. Will you like to unmute and ask, or is that fine?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. My throat is also not good, so I thought no problem, bro. Prabhuji, it's okay, bro. I'll just repeat. Prabhuji, I was saying that you made this point where we should not carry any ill feelings against anyone. Otherwise, Lord will not allow us to take His name. But Prabhuji, staying outside, being rastas, we need to deal more with outside people, with family members, etc. And sometimes the dealings are not very harmonious, not very congenial. In those cases, how should we protect our consciousness from not carrying the ill feelings and being able to chant the names of the Lord?
Very nice. Very practical question Prabhuji is asking. So because if you're carrying ill feelings to any living being, what to speak of human beings or our relatives or towards Vaishnavas, any living being, maybe rickshaw puller, maybe ant, maybe a creeper, animal, anyone, no ill feeling towards anyone, it's a good feeling. So when the pure Krishna consciousness will develop, you will see everyone related to Krishna with the Sambandha Gyan. Then what will happen? Then we will not carry ill feeling. Ill feeling comes due to the little bit envious nature actually, because we cannot see, or you are in knowledge, you're not in proper knowledge, you're in ignorance. We cannot see everything related to Krishna. So gradual, when you will try to study scriptures, read Bhagavad Gita, try to apply what has been spoken by Srila Prabhupada's purport, then gradually conscious will develop. So bhakti is a practical oriented life. What you are receiving through parampara, Srila Prabhupada, to his purpose. We have to reflect upon our life actually, applying the teachings in situations. It's not like in the morning time we finish up our chanting, or a little bit hearing, little bit studying our scripture, our life is gone. No, no, no. The whole day will be application oriented. What you have learned, what you have heard, what you have studied from scripture, when you come to the public dealing, that will be reflected. The teachings will be reflected. We'll be very cautious to protect our own consciousness while dealing people, not to hurt anyone. Ill feeling means not hurting anyone, offending anyone. We should be very cautious. Very pleasant behavior, pleasant dealing is something is out of reach. We avoid such situations. Is devotee feels something is unfavorable, some situation arises by Krishna's grace. Like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, like a tortoise, take away his body inside. So devotee takes the senses inside, not getting affected, protecting himself. Because some places you'll find unfavorable. People are criticizing Vaishnavism. People are criticizing devotees. People are criticizing Krishna also. And Krishna is performing Ras Leela. So if you are not so much capable to defend them, to hear such things, we should protect ourselves as to the internal affairs. The first priority is said, like someone is flying the aircraft, he's carrying his child, but he has to put the seatbelt first in him, child, then himself also, to protect himself. Very necessary actually. So amidst difficulty, we don't act like previous nature. We act with a devotee way actually. Our dealings should be a devotee way, and much more is internal actually. Like our reactions should not be based on our impressions. Our reactions should be based on the teachings we receive. Then we will be protected actually. So we should not be doing instant reactions. We should be dealing thoughtful reactions, thoughtful responses actually to the people, to the public, to the colleagues, to the officials, to the relatives, everyone. Our dealings should be very proper. We may not be associating with them. We may be avoiding them also. Even staying far also, you're thinking their well-being actually as a devotee. Then the benefit will be going. Okay, Prabhuji, is it addressing your question?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thanks, Chetan Prabhu, for asking. Is there anyone who would like to ask any question, any comment for Prabhuji? Anyone else? If not, Prabhuji, I have a question. Like we say that in Kali Yuga, the dharma is Harinam Sankirtan. So what is the difference between Japa and Kirtan? How to understand that?
Very nice question Prabhuji is asking. You'll find in Prabhupada purport the same answer. Even sometimes devotees do little loud chanting. Loud chanting is, Kirtana means glorification of the Lord. Like Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Bandhanam, the Navavidha Bhakti is there. So Japa comes under Kirtanam, glorifying the Lord. Sometimes it is performed loudly and congregationally together. If you Buddhanga and Kartala, and this is Kirtanam. When we are thinking of well-being of the entire human being. So Kirtana is for well-being of the entire humanity. Loud Kirtana, like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come to meet Haridas Thakur in Siddha Bakul, they have a lot of discussion on the glories of the Holy Name. Mahaprabhu will ask, Haridas, there are many Javanas, many Milekshas, how they will be delivered? So Mahaprabhu, Haridas Thakur will reply humbly. Haridas Thakur will say, Mahaprabhu, you manifested my tongue and answering. I am not answering it. So the Javanas and the Milekshas, they will be benefited when loud chanting of the Holy Name takes place. The creepers, the plants, the ants, every corner they will be benefited. So this is Kirtana, when loudly done congregationally together with the people, some Kirtana. And when we done personally within the tongue as a Nikunja Seva, close Seva, this is Japa actually. Japa is done not only for own purification, also parallelly for purification of the world also. But prominent is own purification. And I am personally involved in service of Radha Krishna closely, Nikunja Seva. Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, thank you. So when we are chanting slowly, that also falls into the Kirtan, into the Kali Yuga Dharma.
Yes.
And also, Mhm.
You could read Prabhupada's purport. I think there is many purports Prabhupada is mentioning. Even the loud chanting, some devotees very loudly chant. Someone heartily chants. Everyone heartily chants. Someone speaks out loudly, able to have his ability, and someone silently chants also. So when loudly chant, it is also part of Kirtanam also, where the um, well-being of every living being who hears the sound, they get benefit. When the sound goes to every living being, they get benefit. While Japa also. So this is depend on ability of everyone, the capability of everyone, the potencies. Like someone able to chant very loudly. This is also allowed in Shastra to chant loudly also, but not disturbing others. Very careful while rendering own service, which not be creating obstruction to others. This benefits not only the sadhaka, it benefits the other living when loudly chanting. This is also mentioned in Shastra.
And even classes and all falls into this umbrella of Kirtan, right? The class.
Yes. Class also Kirtanam, glorifying the Lord, glorifying the process, glorifying the devotee, glorifying the Lord. This is also Kirtan. So Sukadev Goswami is Acharya for Kirtanam. This is also Kirtan.
Thank you. Atichan Prabhu, do you have a question? You have raised your hand.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I have one question regarding there's a verse in Shastram Pranadapi Sunichana, and it ends with Kirtaniya Sadahari. So we have to chant for like 24 hours a day, and being in humble state of mind. But sometimes when we chant at that time, also our mind is not in humble state. We have so many thoughts coming in the mind, and they're distracting us. So how we can overcome such situations while chanting? Although we are constantly bringing back the mind, but still it has so power to go anywhere and not able to focus on the chanting.
Very genuine and practical person who is asking. Our mind wonders what to do. Even 16 round become difficult. What to speak up whole day 24 hours to chant is very difficult, more difficult. So not necessary to 24 hour castle of the bead only. You are living a devotee life means your 24 hour your tongue is automatically vibrating the holy name, thinking of Lord's services. That is fully Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious doesn't only mean holding 24 round, 24 hours the Japa beats. Someone can do also, be very elevated. But we are fully Krishna conscious gradually, we're not holding. Ishwar Prabhupada says 16 round on beat, unlimited round off the beat. That means the devotee is somewhere thinking of pleasure of the Lord, engaging services, studying books, going to market for drinks, for vegetables, for cooking Lord, everything, or organizing festival, everything is involved. So three problems come while chanting what you're mentioning, actually, distractions. It's the three problems like big Japa. Big Japa means distraction. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in the Shravana Kirtanam, three obstacles come. One is apathy, which is distraction of the mind, and sleepiness. Sleepiness comes sometimes during Japa. Sleepiness comes. The same time, some music will go on, some prasad will come, some food item will come. Will not feel sleepy, but when they will hold the Japa bag, the sleep will come. This is the conditions. Sleepiness comes also. Second, some days sleepiness is not coming, but what is coming? You not feel like chanting. मन नहीं करता है जब करने के लिए, इसमें cannot feel like chanting. This is called apathy state. Then the next state, you are not feeling sleepiness, and apathy nature is not there. You are trying to chant, you are determined to chant, and what is happening? Mind is wandering. That is called distraction. Dikshapa. There is technical term name I am forgetting. One term is coming, Dikshapa. So what is the remedy actually? How mind will be purified gradually, gradually following the instructions of spiritual masters, shastras, hearing process, the mind becomes purified. When Prabhupada presents this Bhagavatam principle, he specifically gives these few verses from first canto, second chapter, 17th till 21 verse. Sunatang Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Udayantastai Avatrani Vidano. From here to the last verse, Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhavat Bhakti Yogata Bhagavat Tattva Vijnana Mukta Sangasita. So these verses, 5-6 verses is very important for sadhana. So only chanting will not help. The other things are there, hearing. Tara mantra upadesha pisachi palaya. So when Guru enters in our life, because without spiritual master, we cannot attain pure prema of Lord. Our mind cannot be purified. Our mind cannot have a resting place. So spiritual master's lotus feet, lotus instruction is the resting place of mind. Mind will not disturb. So not only chanting, we are thinking of the giving pleasure to spiritual master, Guru Krishna, trying to give pleasure. Actually. Then mind is gradually purifying, and mind will be aligned to chant. And distraction will be completely eradicated by the grace of spiritual masters. Guru Krishna Prasade Kripaya. Not by our own way, but we are just endeavoring to beg the mercy of the Lord or mercy of the spiritual master, and gradually the problem will be cured of the start of the life. The sleepiness, the apathy, the distraction. Okay. So 24-hour chanting will gradually go on. Humble nature will manifest. One cannot be humble if in one's life there is no spiritual master who is making us humble. So we so much glorify spiritual master. That's why we become humble. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you. Just want to check if there is anyone else who would like to ask question or comment before we end the session. Okay, if not, thank you very much, Prabhuji, for taking out your time. And we look forward for your more association in Bangalore and elsewhere. Thank you very much.
When you're coming to Delhi, you're supposed to come, no?
Actually, we went there just a second.
For the Namamrita seminar, I think.